So, continuing with this book from which year in the 1800s is it? Oh, I guess 1914, so not the 1800s. So, Yasna 31. Tavervata marendo agustavachae sefing hamei yoe urvatais Drujoashahyagathae vimerenchaete achit yovahishta yoezarazdai anhenmazdai. Minding these your commands, let us pronounce speeches unheeded by those who would by the commands of lie destroy the substance of justice, but most acceptable to them who will trust in mindful. And verse 2. Yazias noet urvane advaeam videresta vayaet vaevis pengayoe yatharatumahuro vaeda Mazdae Asaya Ashat Hatcha Jvamahi. But since the preferable path is not always obvious, there, as appointed arbiter and judge over both parties, will I go to you, that we may live in accordance with justice. Verse 3. Yam daim athracha ashacha chois rano imya kshnotem hyadurvatem Chazdonavadem yu dat nemazdain vanue vaucha his vathwahyanhu yajvantu vispangvauriya. In order that I may cause all men to choose aright. Lord, mindful, with the tongue of thy mouth to tell, what satisfaction, taught through justice, thou wilt give to both contending parties, through mentality and fire, what is the command for the enlightened, that we may understand? And verse 4. Yada Shemzavim and Mazda Escha Ahuranu Ashicharmeti Vahishta Ishasa Mananha Mebyokshathrem Ajangavat Veredavanama. That as far as justice and the other Lord mindfuls, are willing to be invoked through through compensation and love and the best disposition. Certainly it's important sometimes to refer to one quality or another. Oh, I didn't finish. So far as I shall seek for myself the power realm, by the vigorous increase whereof we may defeat the lie. Verse 5. Tat moe vichenya eva chahyat moia shadata vahyo vidu yevo humanan hamen cha yama ereshestachit Mazda Hurayano it Vanhat Anheteva. Tell me, Lord mindful, what is not to occur and what is to occur, in order that I may distinguish that what you may have given me through justice was the better thing, in order that I may understand it through good disposition, and may ponder over this, I may gather therefrom a reward. And verse 6. Ahmae anhat vahishtem yemawi vidvaevauchat Haithim yim harvatato ashahya meritatascha mazdayavat kshatrem yat hoevahuvakshat mananha. That power realm which may for his increase for the mindful one through good disposition, may this best be granted to him after having discovered for himself, and will tell me sincerely, justice's mystic word of health and immortality. And verse 7. Yastamanta pauru yorau chambis roeth when vatra voksha krathwa damisasham yadarayat vahish Temanu tamazdamingu ukshyo yeanuremchit ahurahamu. Whether mindful was the first to fill the glories with lights, whether mindful through understanding created justice, and whether justice will remain the best activity of good disposition, whether mindful shall cause these to prosper through the holy mentality which is ever the same until the present time. And remember, when we're talking about divinity, first comes the essence, of which, creation will never fully understand. Then comes the qualities, which are seen through creation. Atwamengi purvimazda yazim stoe mananhavan heus patarem mananhuyat thwahem chashmaini hengraben heithim mashahyadamim anheuch ahurem shauthanaeshu. Thereupon, when with his own eyes and through his mind, by puzzling out its significance, comprehended mindful and disposition, then understood that mindful was both the first and youngest of creations, and the father of good disposition, the genuine creator of justice, and the ruling lord in the deeds of life. Before verse 9, I guess, it's the father, mother, the creator, the gap, and the energy, and then the action. You don't have to put the father, mother thing upon it. So some of this figures of speech, but over time people started to take it literally. Thwoeas armetis thweageus tashash shratus Manyeus Mazda Hura Hiat Ahyae Dadae Pathambastriat Vaete Yevanoit Anhatvastrio. That, mindful Lord, to thee belongs both love and the shaper of the bovine, which was the understanding of the holy mentality, that when for thou didst ordain a path, she might repudiate the herdsman and go to abide with the nomad. So, without guidance, most of us are going to step over the fence that we're not supposed to cross, aren't we? Verse 10. Adhieya evra vareta vastrim ahyaev shuyantem ahurem shavanem venheus Shenghimanan honoit mazdavastrio Davaschina humeretois bakshta. So she chose from herself among the two lords the herdsmen who would follow her, namely the righteous, that all things that belong to good disposition prosper, and who in return is prospered by him. The nomad shall not get a share of good disposition's favorable report, even though he should urge for it. And I'm going to look up that word real quick, because that relates to something that the Order of Nine Angles talks about, isn't it? Davchina could very well be this word that we're seeing here. Davaschina, though he should press. And verse 11. Yadnem mazda paurvinga etha escha tasoda enna escha thwamananha kratuscha yadas vantem dadaeustanem Yachiao Thanacha Sengahascha Yathravaranen Vasayedayate. That at the first thou, O mindful, with thy mind and understanding thou didst shape substance and spirits, and did establish body and life, and that deeds and doctrines whereby men who exercise their faculties of choice might develop convictions. So just like the beings that the demons are, the Davas, us humans, we have choice. So, sort of the division is laid out here, really two religions. Are you going to be of what, God's sense of justice, or what God refers to as a lie? Atravacham barayati mithavachaye vairesvachaeva vidvaevaevinvaevahya zerirachamananhacha anusha Armetis menu perisaetiathramaetha. Vulgar men. I guess. Obscene or secular? We'll find that out more later. Who speak either falsely or justly, the expert knower or the ignorant. Each raises his voice. Where love counsels successively with the spirits who are yet wavering. Now, just because there is talk of the interaction between spirits, it doesn't mean that, we go off and we worship various angels and forces of nature and all sorts of other things. But verse 13. Yavrasa Vishya Yava Mazda Parasaete Teya Yeva Kaseus Ananho Amazishtam Ayamite Pujem Tachash Meng Wisraharoibi Yashaibi Vanahevispa. O mindful, thou with the justice keepeth a watch over thy watchful gleaming eyes, over these questions openly or furtively, and inflict with the greatest penance for even a small transaction. So in the runic alphabets, you're left with three main ideas of divinity. Anuz, the wisdom, Vohomanu, the fertility, the which is Armati, and what's the other one? Justice, the Tawaz. So Asha, so known by the three qualities. The greatest penance for even a small transgression. Yeah, we see things as so small in our eyes, but they really build up, don't they? Or their influence can be, great. Mindful, keep his watchful eyes over these questions openly and furtively, and inflict with the greatest penance for even small transgression. Okay, verse 14. Tathwa Peresa Hurayazi Aeti Jenghaticha Yaeshudodarante Dathranam Hacha Shauno Yaeschamazdad Regvodemyo Yathatai Anhenkeretahiyat. O Lord mindful, I ask thee about these conditions, present and future. What compensations will be given to satisfy the claims of the righteous from the wicked? How shall both stand at the time of awarding compensations? And verse 15. Well, obviously things are going to be a little bit karmic, aren't they? Cause and effect, everything matters, not, oh, he said the creed wrong. He pronounced this little part, so therefore he's going to burn in hell. Everything else he did is worthless. People act like that, though. Peresalabat yaminis yeregvaeti kshatrem hunaeti Dushyau Thanaya Huraye Noejotum Hanarevinaste Vastriya Yananho Paseus Virat Chadrujanto. Lord, I ask thee, what shall be the punishments of those who encourage the dominion of the wicked, of those who cannot make their living without violence to cattle and to men devoted to herding them? So, on the side of civilization, obviously, verse 16 of Yasna 31. Peresavat Gatha voye huranus demana yakshatrem shoithra vadayeus vashafradathai as perezata Thwavas Mazda Urayada Voanhat Yashyauthanascha. Mindful Lord, I ask thee, whether the well-disposed man who may strive, jihad in Arabic, to improve the houses, the villages, the clans, and the provinces through justice, whether he, or she, may become a being like unto thee. If so, when shall he arise, and what shall he do? It's up to each individual to fight the spiritual fight. It's not, well, one person did it wrong. Everybody needs to do their own spirit hero deeds. Verse 17. Kadorim Ashava Vadregvaeya Beren Vaeti Mazyo Vidvae Virushem Bratu Ma Vidvae Epi Debavayat Zdine Mazdahuraven Heusradak Shtamananhu. Which is the more important object of choice than that of the righteous? That of the righteous or that of the wicked? Do thou, who art the expert knower, inform me who would become one, and do not permit the ignorant man to continue deluding. O Lord mindful, be thou to us an instructor of good disposition. And verse 18. Maches adved regvatum mathrascha gustas asnaescha asi demanem visen vasho withrem vadahum vadat dushitacha marakacha athaesazdum snaethisha. Therefore, O well-disposed believer, hearken not to the mystic words or teachings of any of the wicked, for these would reduce house, village, clan, or province to misfortune or death. Therefore, rather oppose them with the weapon. Verse 19. Well, persecution of different opinions, I'm not advocating that one, but certainly when violence and persecution is being laid upon from such groups, it sometimes becomes the only option. Gushtaye manta shamumbis ahumbis vidvaya hura erezukdaye vachanham kshayam no hizvo vaso thwathra sukhra mazda vanhauvirata ranayai. But hearken unto him who thought out justice, that is, who the life healing, that is, who is the life healing expert knower, him who is able to vindicate through his tongue speech is at will. O Lord mindful, with thy read, the good of the two contending parties are to be distributed. Verse 20. Yada shavanem divanem hoea perim ksyorarengem ayutem anhodushvarethem avaetasvachotem vahum dregvanto Shathanais Vais Dananais Shat. Destruction, lasting darkness, bad food, and imprecations shall be kept away from whomsoever identifies himself with the righteous. O evil ones, that sort of existence that your spirit may lead you. Well, Asha could be seen as the enlightenment, and Druj can be the ignorance, can it? So remember, Persia's one tribe, and the other four of the great five tribes of Aryavatra and the Aryans, whatever you want to call them, were the Hindus, as we call them, but Hindu and Persia aren't terms for religion. Verse 21, Mazdaye dadat ahuro harvato ameratatascha burois aashahyacha vapithyat kshatrahya saro vanheus vasvaremananhuye hoemyushyathanaischa urvathu. From the resources of his innate glory, Lord Mindful shall grant sustained communion. Whether we're aware of it or not, right? And fullness of health and immortality, and that of justice and of power, and good disposition to whomsoever is a friend in mind and deeds. Because God knows the inner and outer of things, right? And the final verses of this, verse 22, Chitra Ihuda Enheyatanna Vaendemna Emananha Bahu Vokshathrashem Vachanha Shyauthanachahapte Havoto Emazdahura Vazishtoanheti Astis. Astis. The man who is well disposed, our woman, this as clearly as does Mindful, who knows with the disposition, who holds justice in union with the good power through his speech and deeds, who is the most prospering companion to thee, Lord Mindful. And I'm sorry if my pronunciation is not quite as good sometimes, but I'm Nathra Hora Hemasta Ashamboha Kamnamasta.